Preps, welcome to another day of learning from home. We're still learning about partitioning in maths. Now, do you remember Miss Baxter telling you about partitioning yesterday? Let's have a look at the word partitioning. There it is. It's a nice big long word, and it sounds a little bit funny, doesn't it? Because it's not a word that we'd say often. But inside this word is the word part, and you know that word. Sometimes you might break apart some bread or break apart some cheese. And here you've got, today we're going to be partitioning, which means we're going to be breaking apart some numbers. So I'm going to start with some Play-Doh today because we've got a very special number. Our number today that we're going to be breaking apart is the number 6. And so in front of me you can see that I've got 6 balls of Play-Doh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And it looks a little bit like the 6 on this dice. Can you see 2 parts to this number just by looking at the dice? I can see a group here and a group here. So we could say that 6 can be broken apart into a group of 1, 2, 3 and another group of 1, 2, 3. But I wonder if there's any other way that we can break apart the number 6. So here, this also looks like a group of, I might do it the same way as the dice so it's not confusing. We've got our group of 3 there and a group of 3 there. But what would happen if I moved one of these over here? And now I've got a group of 1, 2, 3, 4 and a group of 2, 1, 2. I still have the same 6 balls of Play-Doh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But what I've done is I've broken them apart into a group of 2 and a group of 4. Have a think. I wonder if there's another way that we could break them apart. Let's spread those Play-Doh balls out, and I wonder if you can think of another way that we could break them apart. At the moment we've got 3 and 3, and then we found 2 and 4. And I wonder if there's another way that we could do it. What if I had this little ball all on his own and put all of these together? I wonder what would happen there. I've got a group of 1 and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So over here I've got a group of 5 and over here I've got a group of 1. And you know what? It'll still make 6. Let's check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It doesn't matter that I've broken them apart into different groups. When they come back together, they're still the same group of 6. So when we partition, then we can still bring them back together. Well, here's the super challenge prep. So I wonder if you can work out, there's my group. I've got one group here of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How many is in my other group? Well, this is a little bit of a challenge. Remember that special number, and you can't see it very well. Do you remember what that number is? That would be a group of 6 here and a group of 0. So I can also partition, but you have to use your imagination with that one because of course you can't see the 0. Alrighty, perhaps we're going to move over to the other side to find out what we're going to be working on today. Now yesterday Miss Baxter was very busy cutting up some counters, some red and yellow counters, so that we could practice partitioning. And you'll have another page today that you can look at. Just like yesterday, you're going to need scissors, glue, a pencil, your counters from yesterday, the tens frame page to use as a template to help you learn, and then the number 6 page, which you can see over here. All right, I'm going to cut out very carefully. Have a look and check if my thumbs are on top. They should be. And I'm moving the paper around, making tiny, tiny snips, and I'm going to go all the way across because I need these 2 pieces today. I had 5 counters from yesterday. I need to add another counter in so that I can work with 6 counters today. Very carefully cutting out the border. You know how crazy I am about borders, preps. Always cut out the borders. And then I'm going to glue these 2 together. I'll leave that to the side. Now I'm not going to put this in the bin because this will be really helpful for tomorrow when I'm looking at partitioning number 7. So keep them in a special place, maybe on a special table where you've been doing all your work, and don't throw them out. Now I'm going to pop some glue on here, and now I've got another counter. So over here, oh, now Miss Baxter's watching, I'm going to put that lid on. Don't want to be told off. Now, here we go. We've got a tens frame here, and I'm going to use this tens frame to practice. Let's double check that there's 10 there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And I'm going to start now by putting 6 red counters on my tens frame. Now I have 5 and one more. Now I have 6. Okay, now what I can do now is I can practice my partitioning with my counters. And there's a few different ways to do this on a tens frame. I could start by just turning this one over on its line all on its own. And I can see using the tens frame, because we learnt yesterday that on a tens frame, a row, there's 5 in a row, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That can really help me supertise. Now I can see 5. So the number 6 can be made up from a group of 5 and a group of 1. I can try and move my tens frame around. What I'm going to do is move some down here, because this can also help me see groups really clearly. It looks a little bit like a dice now, doesn't it? I've got a group of 3 and a group of 3. So the number 6 can be made up from a group of 3 and a group of 3. We can partition it that way. We could also partition it. What if I put this one up here? Now I've got a group of 4 and a group of 2. Do you know what, preps? Nothing's changed. It's still the number 6. We're just looking at what we can use to make the number 6. Let's double check and count it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now I could even swap it. I could put these down here, and now it's a group of 4 and a group of 2 that way. And guess what? It still makes 6. Let's check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Once you've had a go at making the number 6 and breaking it up into little groups, I want you to go over to this page, which is a little bit similar. You can see those red and yellow counters. The first thing you need to do is practice your pencil grip. Remember, your middle finger should be the bed that it rests on, holding it with your thumb and your forefinger. And you're going to start up at the dot and trace around the 6 nice and carefully. Now, what we need to do is check first that there are going to be 6 counters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I wonder if you can supertise right now and work out what this group of 6 is partitioned into. Remember, partitioned. It means breaking it into smaller parts. I can see a group of 3 and a yellow group of 3. So now I can write it here, 3 and 3. And I can put a big 6 over here, because when they're together, they make 6. Let's do the next one together too. Well, it's nice and easy to supertise the red ones, isn't it? They stand out. It's a group of 2, and we might have to count this in the yellow. 1, 2, 3, 4. A group of 4. So we had a red group of 2 and a yellow group of 4, but all together, let's check if it still makes 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Certainly does. Your job, preps, is to go through and work out how many reds on this side, how many yellows, and write your answer here. And if they add up to 6, if they make 6 all together, you can write your 6 over on this side. I think you could be able to do this independently today, preps, because we'd love you to practice your partitioning work at home. And we'll see you again tomorrow to learn about partitioning the number 7. See you then.